but it has tremendous potential also for aerospace education. Pisces right now, operating in Hilo, has a series of programs training students at the University of Hawaii at Hilo in aerospace studies, and also outreach to the community, the Imiloa Center and its elementary schools and middle schools and high schools in Hilo, exciting students about the next generation of space exploration. And I know that STEM education is a very high priority for both the administration and the legislature, and I can't think of any one discipline that is more exciting to get students engaged in and excited about science, technology, engineering, and mathematics than aerospace.
So if I'm a young engineering student at UH, can I expect that someday I may work on the Big Island in a space exploration or simulation of a moon environment?
Certainly, yes. And
who pays for that? We know who the space tourism pays, but where's the money?
Well, the legislature very graciously supported the inception of Pisces with a grant back in 2007. And it's also appropriated funds through stimulus package funding from the federal government in this current upcoming fiscal year to support Pisces development.
We thank Representative McKelvey for
yes,
some of that, I think.
Very much.
Very much so.
Yep.
Yes.
But I also just want to throw in a quick thank you to Representative Marcus O'Shea, the Chair of Finance, because it was him coming at the 11th hour and really supporting it, you know, and of course Senator Kim on the Senate side that made it happen. And
Representative Wakai, who actually introduced is the initial introducer of the HB
So it's just like we're all here
Joint
today,
effort.
it's a team effort.
And I'll also mention Senator Will Sparrow.
Exactly.
Will has been in there from the
Senate
get-go and
exactly.
really supporting aerospace on several fronts. But again, Hawaii is very well positioned to enter into this new growth industry for the state. And it's an opportunity that's very unique to Hawaii because of our Moon Mars-like terrain, our mid-Pacific location, our international ties. And we have a lot to offer, not only our own citizenry through new employment opportunities and revenue generation, but we can be a global leader in this industry. We are recognized now not only in NASA and other aerospace affiliated institutions on the mainland, but also throughout the Asia Pacific. In fact, we have a memorandum of understanding in place with NASA as we speak to enhance the collaboration between Hawaii and NASA and other national aerospace agencies, institutions, universities, and governments, because they all recognize the strategic advantages that Hawaii has and that can benefit not only the people of Hawaii, but the global aerospace community.
Does that put Honolulu up front and center, John?
It certainly helps put not just Honolulu, but the entire state. And the other issue, too, is you asked, who pays for these things? Who's going to hire our people and put them to work there?
The young one who's watching saying, yeah,
absolutely.
You know, I hear about it, but is it real?
What? We have 92 companies already in Hawaii that work in the aerospace areas, not just in the planes that go up, but in robotics, in systems, in energy. There are many disciplines that come into play. So when we talk about who would be using Pisces, could be Lockheed Martin, could be Northrop Grumman, could be Boeing, but it could also be Akameka. It could also be any number of local companies like BAE Spectral Systems.
Yeah, the other day I heard they have 1,000 to 2,000 employees, the British Aerospace Systems.
Yes, Lockheed has about 2,500 here.
I think that's a very well-kept secret, by the way.
It is a very well-kept secret because they like to work underneath the radar screens. They try not to make a big thing about their presence here.
The point is, this is real. This is a diversification of the economy. This is a real economic thrust, and it's, quite frankly, it's kind of out of this world because it's new, it's different. It's something that the people have not seen or known. What's standing in our way from the full fruition of this? I know it was Representative McKelvey, a bit of pulling of teeth to make sure. And by the way, it's still sitting on the governor's desk.
Well, that's the first step, is that hopefully the governor will sign it into law. And then the second step would be for budget and finance to authorize the release of the monies to the various funding sources for that bill. So then we can get the study going.
That was a plea to you, Governor, and to the Lieutenant Governor, and to the House and the Senate, and all of those who love the space. Jimmy, you wanted to say something about that. You've given your blood, sweat, and tears for this particular section.
Well, yes, but I have been absolutely amazed at how quickly both the administration and the legislature has caught on to this potential for the state. Actually, aerospace is nothing really new to Hawaii. I mean, we've actually been in this game for a long time. This year, or this past year, NASA has been celebrating its 50th anniversary with stellar achievements. Of course, that culminated in the late 60s with mankind's landing on the moon, and then subsequently Skylab and the space station and the space shuttle and our eventual return to the moon. But Hawaii has been there all the way with NASA in partnership, in lockstep, training astronauts. Other dimensions of aerospace, I mean, if you consider space exploration to involve all dimensions, we can count astronomy in this game. And I'd like to mention astronomy.
World leadership.
We definitely are a world leader. And in fact, right now, the state is competing for two outstanding programs that very likely will come to Hawaii. One is the 30-meter telescope. We're one of two global finalists for siting this 30-meter telescope. It will be the next generation telescope, 10 times more powerful than the Keck, which is currently the most powerful telescope in the world.
This is Mauna Kea?
Yes,
This is Mauna Kea.
on Mauna Kea.
Haleakala.
No, Halakala is more defense oriented.
But on Maui, I must say, the other big telescope project is the Advanced Technology Solar Telescope, ATST, which will be funded to the tune of roughly $150 million by the National Science Foundation. And a supplemental draft environmental impact statement was just released for this program. It will be vetted by the community in June, and the NSF director will make the decision on allocation of funds hopefully by this August. And this will be the most powerful solar telescope on the planet. It will have a specific expertise in measuring the magnetic fields of the sun. This will allow us to study the solar wind.
Global warming.
Global warming, and also
He euphemized it.
and when we have flares from the sun that can disrupt telecommunications, communication satellites, if we can understand what causes this and when it's likely to occur, it can certainly help with communications, with human health, a whole range of programs. But the bottom line is, here's another area where Hawaii clearly has a global leadership role.
We have an advantage in the solar energized, photovoltaic and solar water heating.